My project is simplify Amazon Analytics to manage ad campaigns more effectively. So first, we're going to talk about what exactly an Amazon ad is. As many of you probably already guessed, they're ads shown on Amazon. There's three main types of ads that Amazon will show you. We have the sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored displays. Sponsored products are the ones that if you Google a product or look one up, it directs you to Amazon, it'll say sponsored product in the little corner. So if you look up a coffee maker, you see Keurig at the very top, that would be a sponsored product. Sponsored brands are when you look something up on Amazon and you see a big banner at the top that says Keurig and it shows you all the related products. And it says, come to our store and check out our stuff. Sponsored displays are ads shown when you click on an Amazon product. They're usually right below the add to cart button near the bottom, you see another product. Our Amazon ads are typically cost per click based, meaning when you click on one is when you get charged for one. You don't get charged when they just show one of your ads. So this is where optimization comes into with ads, because if you're Keurig, you don't want your ad showing up when someone searches for Keurig on Amazon. They already know what they want. You want it to show up when someone searches for your competitor, like Mr. Coffee. So this is roughly what Amazon shows you when you go into the Amazon Ads Manager. It gives you the status of your ad, which is delivering, the type of ad, sponsored brand or sponsored product or sponsored display. Most things are sponsored products. They tend to be the most common one. You set a budget for your ad, how much daily it will go for. And the impressions are how often it shows your ad. It's not how often someone clicks, that's click. CTR is click-through rate. Usually you want this above 5%. Usually means your ad is doing pretty well. Spend is how much you've been spending on ad. CPC is the cost per click. That goes up depending on how many keywords or other configurations you have on the sponsored product, sponsored brand. Those go up. Orders and sales are related to the product you're selling. This is only tracking sales and orders associated with the products. If someone goes to your product and buys it without going through an ad, it will not show up on here. So Amazon provides some visuals. This is basically the only one it provides is a line graph with different combinations, which tends not to be crazy useful because if you're just going in and you want to quickly see what's going well, it's pretty hard to look at that and go, oh, my third, fourth one from the bottom is doing terribly. I need to change it. So that's the goal of the project. In order to accomplish that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a website where you will log in with your credentials and you'll be able to view your Amazon ads and how well they're doing in more visual format. And how we accomplish that is you have your client, so your PC, your phone, log into a website that's running the which is a JavaScript framework. It makes using APIs pretty easy. And for the back end, we'll be using Django. And so we'll make APIs that pull from our database to serve up our front end. The database is going to be a Postgres SQL, because it's free and tends to be pretty secure. To get data from Amazon ads into the database, we're going to use some Python scripts that are going to serve as our data pipeline. Amazon tends to do a pretty good job of formatting ads. So it's all pretty clean. So you don't really have to clean any data here, which is nice. And there's also ODBC set up. So you can connect directly from the database like Power BI, whatever you really want, whatever supports ODBC. There are three main challenges so far. I mean, I just started. So, there's probably bigger and cooler ones as we go along. But the first one's an attribution problem. Basically, when you first start up an ad, you can have a lot of clicks on the ads because people are clicking on your ad and adding it to cart. But if they don't buy it that day, at the end of the day, it looks like your ad did terribly because nobody bought anything. But say the next day they finally click add to cart and they buy it all, then Amazon's smart enough to go back and attribute the sale to the ad, and you have to factor that in yourself. Cost. I'm trying to keep this project as cheap as possible. So I'm trying not to use any cool Amazon tools because they tend to get a little costly in the long term. And then security, as this is actual data, making sure that Joe Below isn't logging into the server and mucking it up is very important. That's it. Are there any easy questions?
Who is using this? Could you give me a
Oh, yeah.
use case sort of
So,
context?
yeah, I didn't cover that too well. So this is for small businesses looking to be able to manage their Amazon ads more effectively. Because big companies are going to already have systems in place to do this. And that's why we're also trying to make it cheap. So if you're a small company and you're just having, like 100 ads going, which isn't too many, it makes it much easier to analyze them instead of having to spend time digging. Because on this, you only see about 7 or 8 values or metrics. Amazon provides you about 40 in total. So
you're competing with Amazon products essentially.
well,
Ad management.
yeah, they don't have it. Well, that's why Amazon doesn't really do it, is because the whole Amazon ad things is kind of on the newer side of Amazon products. And they're currently building out more extensive tools to manage your ads, but they're not there yet. That's why, they're not great here, because they're going to come along with it later. Yes.
Yes. If you're going to be providing this service to small businesses, then you have to advertise your particular product. Do you have a name for your product? So,
I don't have any clever name yet.
okay, so in terms of small business, what is what's the range of definition for you for a small business in terms of your budgeting costs?
Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah, in other words, what size small business would you be having as your client, and do you know that they could afford your product?
Probably under, I would say, 100 campaigns being ran at one time, 100 ad campaigns at once. And anything more than that, then it starts to get pretty extensive.
So how would you identify those clients?
I'm not sure. I'd have to figure that out.
Okay, how do you think you could get help with that kind of an answer or that kind of direction?
I'll reach out to some people that, for some small company, moderate sized companies that tailor solutions to smaller businesses and see how they go about finding clientele.
Okay, so so what I'm looking at is your particular product. You just indicated to this gentleman that you're going to compete with Amazon in providing data, and you think your data is going to be more usable.
Well, no, my goal isn't to compete with Amazon. They don't have analytical tools yet, because they just provide you the data and they give you data dumps, and it's up to you to really interpret the data.
Who's the you?
You, the advertiser, you, the small company.
Okay,
Like small
great.
company of one person, I'm selling, a handful of products in my store, and I want to try to increase my sales.
Okay, great. So your product, in terms of being usable, what I was trying to get to is your capabilities are in the arena of developing the application and generating tools that are reporting tools that are going to grab the data. In terms of selling it to somebody else who's going to actually use it, it'd be great to have the application, but if it's not being used, it's not really worth anything. Might be to get a management or a marketing individual involved with you.
Yeah, very true. To be honest, I'm not currently looking to sell it by any means.
I know.
It's the future potential, but that is a very good point.
Okay, so you never do anything unless it has potential. Just
Well,
because, is it?
I mean, yeah.
So I hate to interrupt this, but we do need to move on. But no, we have one question I think that's going to be pretty quick, which is why did you select Postgres SQL?
It's open source. I haven't used it a whole bunch, and it tends to be a good industry standard for a database.
Great. Okay, well, we're gonna thank you very much, Noah. This was good. We're gonna change the order a little bit.